Hi all the students, welcome once again to XAT YouTube channel. My name is Anil Chaudhary and today once again we are going to have a wonderful discussion on grammar for XAT. 2 days back I posted the first video and I'm so glad to see that so many students have seen that, and thank you very much for the wonderful words of appreciation. Truly some comments were so touchy that actually becomes the source of inspiration and हमें लगता है कि हमें और अच्छी मेहनत करनी चाहिए. And believe me students, आने वाले दिनों में जिन बच्चों के एग्जाम्स ऑलरेडी आ चुके हैं, फॉर देम वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू कंट्रीब्यूट मच, बट द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर गोइंग टू टेक द एग्जाम्स इन द कमिंग फ्यूचर, 2024 का कोई कैट देना चाहता है, जैट देना चाहता है, फॉर देम द कंटेंट व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड ऑन दिस चैनल एंड थ्रू आवर ऑनलाइन कोर्सेस एंड पॉसिबली स्टूडेंट्स आपके जितने जूनियर्स हैं प्लीज इन्फॉर्म देम. 2 January onwards we are going to launch a complete dedicated online program और कैट एंड जैट, और इसकी जो पूरी लाइव क्लासेस है वो हमारे एप्लीकेशन पर चलेगी, हमारे पर्सनल वेब लिंक पर चलेगा. तो इनके बारे में इफ यू वांट टू हैव मोर डिटेल्स, द नंबर व्हिच इज अवेलेबल इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन, यू पीपल कैन एक्चुअली डायरेक्टली व्हाट्सएप टू अस एंड वी विल रिवर्ट एंड लेट यू नो व्हाट प्रोसेस यू पीपल विल हैव टू फॉलो. And students, today's class, once again we are going to discuss some interesting important concepts and questions of grammar. When we talk about that, 26 questions of English you people will have to face here. A lot of these 26 questions, possibly 3, 4, at max 5 questions will be based on grammar. I do understand, कई सारे students grammar को ignore करके चलेंगे, but for a paper like that, solving even one single question is going to add more value to your prospects of getting a call from India's premium B schools. So my honest advice to all, आप एक एक क्वेश्चन के पीछे भागो. एंड वैसे भी स्टूडेंट जैट में क्वेश्चंस को स्किप करने की भी पेनाल्टी है बियॉन्ड एज, पॉसिबली सभी स्टूडेंट्स को पता होगा. तो इसीलिए स्टूडेंट्स जैट का जो ग्रामर है बहुत टफ नहीं होता. आप थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्ट लो, अपने आप स्टूडेंट्स आप देखोगे ग्रामर को समझना है नॉट सो टफ. ओके, चलिए ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स, लेट अस बिगिन टुडेज क्लास. So here comes the first question. Right, possibly that 2018 में शायद ये question था, and 4 sentences, 5 sentences are given to us and we are supposed to find out the grammatically correct sentence. I believe that अब जो Z का pattern है वो थोड़ा सा change हो चुका है. Okay, now the questions are not much direct in nature. So all the students pause it and try to give the answer. Okay, shall we discuss now? Okay, so what is the right answer? Here students, if you compare all these sentences, the best answer is indeed second option. Second option is the best answer. Okay, now what is the reason? Try to understand. This becomes a kind of conditional sentence, and students हमने अपने last video में conditional sentences के बारे में पढ़ा था. Though I do understand this particular format, we did not discuss on that. But still students, I have taken this question so that I can give you some clarity, more clarity about conditional sentences. सबसे पहले तो you people will have to understand the structure of the sentence. So when I say you had better, possibly कई सारे students सोचेंगे कि सर had के साथ told आना चाहिए. Okay? Because when it becomes a sentence of past perfect tense, तो had के साथ हमेशा V3 we generally take. But do understand, now this is not a sentence of past perfect tense. When I say we had better, students try to understand the structure. कभी भी we had better, ऐसा कोई भी structure का sentence आ जाए, be careful. यहाँ पर we are supposed to take V1, not V3. Sorry. So you had better tell her everything, or else you will lose a friend. तो सबसे पहले तो students told us not possible. Therefore ये दोनों options rule out हो जाएंगे. Now if I see D and D, okay, anyway tell is coming, but here the problem is you better had. Even students, this format is not correct. The correct structure of the sentence is you had better tell her everything. If you see this particular sentence, it is just like a conditional sentence. Okay, possibly students, इस sentence का meaning क्या होता है? To understand the meaning, you can reframe the sentence like this. So when I say you had better tell her everything, or else you will lose a friend, I actually mean to say that If you don't tell her everything, you are going to lose a friend. Try to understand. इस पूरे सेंटेंस का मतलब यह है, if you don't tell her everything, you will lose a friend. So that becomes the correct answer. So anyway, students, the correct answer is second option. But do understand, hard better के साथ हमेशा V1 आएगा. And this one simple concept is actually going to help you in XAT. Okay. I have seen कुछ और पेपर्स में भी स्टूडेंट्स XAT के कुछ और ईयर्स में भी इस बेसिस पर क्वेश्चन था. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now let us come to a typical XAT type question. तो स्टूडेंट XAT का जो टिपिकल क्वेश्चन होता है, it will be like this. तो ग्रामर का क्वेश्चन, 6 sentences are given to us and we are supposed to find out which are grammatically incorrect. So 3 sentences are incorrect and 3 are correct. चलिए, what is the correct answer? Now giving the correct answer here may not be very easy, but still students, you can actually take the help of the options as well. Okay, here let us discuss this question now. Coming on the very first sentence, I have good knowledge of German. So what do you feel? Is this sentence correct or wrong? I have good knowledge of German. क्या लगता है? I have good knowledge. Or if I say, okay, my knowledge is good. When I say my knowledge is good, it is okay. But when I say I have good knowledge, अच्छा अगर मैं सिर्फ इतना सा कहता हूँ I have good knowledge, is it okay? Is it okay? या फिर स्टूडेंट्स को चेंज होना चाहिए? चलो, I'll tell you students to understand. अगर मैं कहता हूँ I have good knowledge, अगर सेंटेंस यहीं तक होता I have good knowledge, okay? If the sentence had been till here only, this sentence would have been correct. I have good knowledge. But students, the moment you use of something, for example, of German, of something, but do understand, वहाँ पर you will have to use an article A. So I have a good knowledge of German. So do understand, good knowledge के साथ कभी भी students of के साथ अगर कोई भी phrase है, ठीक है, of phrase, of German, of something, so do understand, वहाँ पर we are supposed to use an article a. So I have a good knowledge of German. This becomes the correct answer. But if I say I have good knowledge, if I only say I have good knowledge, it is okay. It is okay. But अगर साथ में of आ जाए तो वहाँ पर article a लेना, that becomes compulsory. So do understand, we are supposed to find out incorrect. So the moment we realized first is incorrect, the possible answers are 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 5. Okay. अब देखो स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ पर दोनों में है, 5 तो इनकरेक्ट है ही, तो 5 को चेक करने की जरूरत है नहीं. नाउ द ओनली पॉइंट इज वी आर सपोज्ड टू चेक आइदर 2 और 3. इनमें से किसी एक को लेकर द मोमेंट यू बिकम श्योर, आई थिंक गेटिंग द आंसर विल बी इजियर नाउ. नाउ कमिंग ऑन स्टूडेंट्स, द सेकंड वन, एक्सेप्ट फॉर राजीव एवरीबडी वाज हियर. नाउ पॉसिबली स्टूडेंट्स में थिंक लाइक सर एक्सेप्ट फॉर राजीव, यहाँ पर हो सकता है बच्चों को लगे कि for is not needed. We can also say except Rajiv. Okay, so possibly except for Rajiv, this may be incorrect. But you people do understand, even if I say except Rajiv, even this is correct. And even if I say except for Rajiv, even this is correct. Except for कहना भी students बिल्कुल सही है. So please understand, second option, second sentence is correct. Okay. So except for Rajiv, this is absolutely correct. Now coming on the third one, so definitely the moment I realized that second is correct, the only correct answer which I have is this. So now let us try to understand what are the errors in the other sentences also, so that at least your concepts clear honge. They may help you in solving the other questions. Now when I say whole Delhi, this is students unwanted. So when I say Delhi, Delhi was celebrating Independence Day. The moment I say Delhi, that itself is sufficient. So saying whole Delhi, that is irrelevant. The whole, यहाँ पर students unwanted है, this word is not needed. And using any unwanted word in English, even that becomes a grammatical error. So do understand, whole Delhi is not correct. Yes, but to emphasize, if I say the whole of Delhi, the whole of Delhi, this phrase is acceptable. अगर मैं कहता हूँ the whole of Delhi, to emphasize, to lay more stress on something, तो यहाँ पर students अगर मैं the whole of Delhi कहता हूँ, ये बिल्कुल सही है. But do understand, Just saying whole telly is not correct. Telly itself is sufficient. The student's third is wrong. Now coming on, neither the dog nor is the cat responsible for this mess. Absolutely, this sentence is correct, no mistake. He knows to swim. Now try to understand, students, even 5 is not correct. So what is the mistake here? Yes, anyone? So when I say he knows to swim, what is the mistake here? I know to swim. Okay, it's a very simple sentence and possibly we may feel like this sentence is correct, but do understand this is not correct. And the mistake is, whenever students we say he knows, okay, along with it, we are supposed to use the word how. He knows how to swim. This becomes the correct sentence. The correct sentence is he knows how to swim. But do understand, कभी भी हम लोग sentence बनाएंगे no के साथ. I know how to teach. I know how to study. He knows how to swim. So this becomes the correct answer. Okay, right? So please understand, यहाँ पर how is missing. Now coming on the sixth one, I look forward to seeing you. Now possibly many students may think like, sir, here seeing is not correct. यहाँ पर see आना चाहिए. I look forward to see you. But do understand, जब भी अपन look forward कहते हैं, इस phrase के साथ, but do understand, जब भी students हम लोग look forward कहते हैं, तो इस phrase के साथ हमेशा gerund आना चाहिए. And I believe that all the students do understand what is the meaning of a gerund. So gerund is the ing form of a verb, which is also a noun. Gerund is an ing form of a verb, which is also a noun. So try to understand. When I say I look forward to, इस phrase के साथ हमें हमेशा gerund use करना चाहिए. So that is the reason C is not correct. जिन बच्चों को लगता है कि सर to के साथ कभी ing form नहीं आता, it is actually a myth. To के साथ ing form आता है और आ सकता है. There is no problem at all. So when I say I look forward, उसके साथ हमेशा to के बाद we are supposed to take a gerund. So students taking ing form is absolutely correct. So there is no mistake in this sentence. So therefore, students, the correct answer is fourth option. I guess the point is clear. Done. If you still have got any question, you can actually comment in the comment box and possibly I'll try to give the answers to those comments. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं students. Now this particular pattern, this is not a question based on grammar. But before we start with the questions of grammar once again, I wanted to introduce this pattern to you. Students, out of 26 questions of English, possibly 2 or 3 questions will be based on fill in the blanks. And these fill in the blanks of XAT are not so tough to handle. थोड़ा बहुत भी students अगर vocab पर command है, and moreover if you are able to understand the meaning of the sentence properly, I think giving the answer will not be a tough deal. So 3 blanks के fill in the blanks are commonly asked in XAT. So this is also, students, one of the patterns where the complete paragraph is given, 3 blanks are given. And students, आप देखो कि यहाँ पर 8 choices हैं and 8 में से students हमें कौन से 3 words fit होते हैं. We need to find out. Okay? चलिए, all the students pause it and try to give the answer. Anyway, I'll not be discussing these questions very much. And moreover, I think मुझे answers भी नहीं देने चाहिए. मैं तो चाहता हूँ students, you people solve the question and give the answer in the comment box. I want to stick myself to grammar only. So once again, I'll be taking questions on grammar. But before that, I'll be showing 2-3 more questions on fill in the blanks just to make you aware what kind of questions may come. Now the big question is कि सर चलो ठीक है, आप इसका आंसर नहीं बताना चाहते हो, सर मत बताओ, but at least कुछ टिप्स दे दो कि fill in the blanks को हम कैसे सॉल्व करें. तो चलिए स्टूडेंट्स, कुछ टिप्स अपन डिस्कस करते हैं. The very first step is you people will have to read the complete sentence or the paragraph once. एक बार सबसे पहले तो you will have to read that complete paragraph so that we understand what is the overall meaning, what message the paragraph or the sentence wants to communicate, and at the same time we understand what is the tone of the sentence. And once we are thorough with this, then students, if you start giving the answers, you will be able to give the correct answers. Now fill in the blanks में सबसे पहले तो flow समझ में आना चाहिए. Then you people will have to understand the meanings of the various words. But XAT में students, I have seen majorly the questions of fill in the blanks are not based on very tough vocabulary. They are actually based on some very simple usages of the words. जैसे possibly students effect and affect. अब हमको पता होना चाहिए कहाँ पर इफेक्ट आता है, कहाँ पर अफेक्ट आता है, एंड मोर ओवर इन दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है। तो ज़ैट के जो फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स होते हैं, दे आर नॉट मच बेस्ड ऑन वोकैब, तो सिंपल यूसेजेस ऑफ द वर्ड्स यू पीपल ऑट टू अंडरस्टैंड। तो ग्रामेटिकली हमें पता होना चाहिए कौन सा वर्ड कहाँ पर फिट होगा। इवन इन सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चंस ऑफ फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स, ग्रामर इज गोइंग टू हेल्प अस अ लॉट। ओके, तो ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स एक बार पूरा फ्लो समझ में आ जाए और उसके बाद आप ऑप्शंस को मैच करना स्टार्ट करें। तो कई बार स्टूडेंट्स जो ब्लैंक्स के बाद जो प्रपोजिशंस होते हैं वो भी हमें हेल्प करते हैं। जैसे पॉसिबली किसी ब्लैंक के बाद टू लिखा है, तो अमंग द ऑप्शंस यू पीपल कैन चेक किस वर्ड के साथ टू आता है, तो इवन इन दैट मैनर यू कैन मैनेज टू गिव द करेक्ट आंसर। एंड वंस यू गिव द आंसर्स टू आंसर्स ऑफ ऑल द ब्लैंक्स, देन यू रीड द पैराग्राफ वंस अगेन सो दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड क्या कोई इनकंसिस्टेंसी तो नहीं है। तो ओवरऑल मीनिंग ऑफ द पैराग्राफ हैज टू बी रेलेवेंट। तो सारे ऑप्शंस फिट होने के बाद एक बार उसे पढ़ जरूर लेना। ओके, चलो एनीवे स्टूडेंट्स, इन द कमिंग क्लासेस पॉसिबली मैं इस पर और बात करूं, फिलहाल यू पीपल हैव टू सॉल्व इट एंड गिव द आंसर इन द कमेंट बॉक्स। नाउ दिस ऑल्सो बिकम्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑन फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स। पॉसिबली अब जो ज़ैट का पैटर्न है, दिस बिकम्स द पैटर्न, and this was again a question which was actually there in XAT in one of the latest papers. Yes, can anyone give the answer here? Now see, the best thing, if you see the options, not even a single word is such जिसका possibly हमको meaning पता नहीं होगा। हमें सबके meanings पता है, but still students, the kind of options which are given, possibly some students may get confused here. So what is the correct answer here? वापस से comment box में बताओ। ओके, यस, विल यू, डन। तो ये दो क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स आपको देने हैं कमेंट बॉक्स में। चलिए, वन मोर क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स, बट दिस क्वेश्चन वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस हियर बिकॉज इफ यू सी द ऑप्शंस, what kind of options are there? You see sometime with a space in between, sometime without a space, and sometimes. Okay, तो ऐसे जो confusing words होते हैं, homonyms, we people have to be extra careful in their usages. Okay, so students, when I say sometime, okay, I will be there in some time, we will end this class in some time, तो वहां पर स्टूडेंट्स हम लोग ये वाला यूज करेंगे। And if I talk about sometime in past, sometime in future, so when I talk about an uncertain point of time in past or future, we are supposed to use this sometime. Okay, and sometimes का meaning तो पता है। Yes, sometimes I skip posting my videos, sometimes I do this, sometimes I play cricket, that is the way. Okay, so anyway students, I have given some understanding about the difference between these words, so I think now giving the answer will not be so tough. Okay, तो एक तो इनके बारे में हमको डिफरेंस समझ में आना चाहिए। Second, before you give the answer to this question, we people have to be crystal clear about the difference between less and fewer also. To make you understand the difference between less and fewer, let me take one question. For example, I'll take one sentence. If I say no less than 50 persons were killed in the accident. Okay, chalo, this is the sentence given by me. Now you have to tell me whether the sentence is correct or wrong, whether the usage of less in this sentence is correct or wrong. So when I say no less than 50 persons were killed in the accident, students, this sentence is not correct. And why this sentence is not correct? Because less is not correct here. And what is the reason for that? Now to understand the reason, you people do understand. There are basically two adjectives. One is little and one is few. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the difference between these two. So when I talk about little we generally use only for uncountable things. Okay, only for quantity. So if I make a sentence, there is little water in the bottle, there is little hope of my passing the exam. So little हमेशा quantity को refer करता है. Okay, do understand? It refers to quantity. And few students हमेशा numbers को refer करता है. Okay, anything which is countable. So here And moreover, students, these two are adjectives, little and few. So we do understand किसी भी adjective के 3 degrees होते हैं, nominative degree, the comparative degree, and then the superlative degree. So little का comparative form can be less, and the superlative form can be least. And for few, it becomes fewer, and then students fewest. Okay, done. Chaliye, now try to understand. I have taken the comparative form of little here, but here students there are 50 persons. So when I say 50 persons, so the number of persons are countable. So when the persons are countable, instead of less, we are supposed to use fewer. So the correct answer is no fewer than 50 persons were killed in the accident. Okay, the little and few को लेकर students ये basic difference अच्छी तरह से समझ लेना. And now students, the moment you understand it, okay, you people can actually give the correct answer. The Lannisters had, okay, dash gold, done. So now students, when I talk about gold, that becomes uncountable. So here, using less is correct, absolutely. So ये option गलत, ये option गलत, ये option गलत. And moreover, students, until the Lannister army sacked Highgarden and took the Tyrrell fortune to pay back the Iron Bank. On the other hand, the Northern Army has dash than 10,000 men. Here, students, we have men which are countable. तो यहाँ पर fewer use करना बिल्कुल सही है. So students, if you compare all the options, और ये सब मैं समझा चुका हूँ, तो indeed the correct answer to this question is first option. I hope the point is clear. Yes, so even such questions may come in that. So थोड़ा सा careful हो जाओ and you'll be able to give the correct answer. I guess the point is done. Now coming on question number 6. Read the following sentences and answer the question that follows. Again, 6 sentences are given to us, a typical XAT type question based on grammar. Now, which of the following, which of the above are grammatically incorrect in the usage of prepositions? Now, see students, here the question is giving a specific instruction. We are supposed to take care, we are supposed to think about prepositions only. Okay, और कोई mistake नहीं होगा. तो you have to focus only on prepositions. Okay, so good. ये अपने को पहले से पता चल गया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. Now again, 3 sentences are correct and 3 are wrong. चलो देखते हैं students. So what is the right answer? Okay, let us come on the first sentence. He came till the outer gate. Till the outer gate. Students, this is not correct. So instead of till, we are supposed to take to here. He came to the outer gate. So now we need to understand what is the difference between till and to. To we generally use when we talk about place. Let me accompany you to the gate. Okay, let me escort you to the gate. But till अपन generally use करते हैं only for time. So till 8 a.m. I'll be waiting for you. So till 8 a.m. Okay, till 2005 I was in Karnataka. So this is the way, right? I guess the point is clear. The students, till is not correct here because we are talking about the outer gate. So we are not talking about the time here. Okay, we are talking about the place here. So instead of till, we are supposed to use to. Coming on the next. So 1 is incorrect. और हमें क्या पता करना था? Incorrect. So anyway, students, my answer will be either second or fourth. वापस से अगर मैं कंपेयर करता हूँ 5 दोनों में स्टूडेंट्स गलत है, तो अब वापस से स्टूडेंट्स हमें 2 and 3 को ही कंपेयर करना है. चलिए, कमिंग ऑन द सेकंड वन. Besides being good at studies, he has an interest in sports. Besides being good at the studies, he has an interest in sports. I think second is absolutely correct, isn't it? Okay, using besides here is absolutely correct. If second is correct, this cannot be the answer. So anyway, the correct answer is 1, 3, 5. चलिए बाकी ऑप्शंस पे डिस्कस करते हैं. He has a scooter beside a car. Now see students, we need to understand the difference between beside and besides. Beside actually becomes a preposition. Okay, but the meaning of beside is by the side of. The meaning of beside is by the side of. So if I say Mr. A is sitting beside Mr. B, this is correct. But when I say he has a scooter beside a car, that is not correct. I mean to say that he has a scooter besides a car. So when I say besides, that actually means in addition to. Okay, so this besides actually means in addition to. Okay, इसे हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था स्नैप के किसी वीडियो में. Do understand it and do understand ये जो besides है that actually becomes a conjunction. Okay, चलिए, so third is anyway not correct. आगे बढ़ते हैं. I have been thinking about and waiting for you since in the morning. I have been thinking about. Yes, we always think about and we always wait for. So absolutely. Fourth is correct. There is no mistake at all. The ball was hit by the bat. Anyway, students, the fifth is not correct. So now we people will have to understand what is the mistake in fifth. चलो, anyway, आप सोचो students, fifth में क्या possible mistake हो सकती है. So when I say the ball was hit by the bat, here we need to understand one thing. How is it possible that the bat hits the ball? Ball को hit कौन करेगा? Bat या फिर batsman? Ultimately, the person can hit the ball. How come that instrument hits the ball? Okay, I hope you are able to understand. So do understand, अगर sentence होता the ball was hit by the batsman, तब जाकर ये sentence सही होता. So the ball was hit by the batsman with a bat. With a bat. Then the sentence would have been correct. I hope the point is clear. So we cannot say the ball was hit by the bat. So bat is just an instrument. तो बैट कैसे हिट करेगा? बैट्समैन हिट करेगा. ओके, इतनी सिंपल सी बात है. और ग्रामर इज ऑल अबाउट लॉजिक. अंडरस्टैंड. मैं जानता हूँ कि बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ग्रामर बहुत पसंद नहीं आता है. दे एक्चुअली डिसलाइक ग्रामर. बट डू अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग. एक लाइफ का बहुत अच्छा लेसन मैं देता हूँ. किसी भी सब्जेक्ट पर बहुत अच्छी कमांड बनानी हो. एंड मोर ओवर स्टूडेंट्स, if you really want to score high in any exam, the first thing which you people have to do is you have to love what you are doing. Give love. Students do understand. मैं कई बार बच्चों को देखता हूँ, we keep talking negative about the subjects. कई बार मैथ्स हमें पसंद नहीं आता, तो हम क्या कहते हैं, क्या माता फोड़ी है सर, ये होता तो है नहीं, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व तो होते हैं नहीं, ग्रामर इज सर सच अ बोरिंग सब्जेक्ट. Now do understand, if we keep speaking these negative words, we keep hating the subjects, how can you expect कि वो subjects आपको बहुत अच्छे returns दें? Students do understand, if you really want to achieve something big, the first thing is start loving what you are doing. Start loving the subjects. Fall in love with grammar. And students, still if you don't have love, do one thing. Fake it before you make it. आप अच्छी बातें करना स्टार्ट करो. आप बोलना अच्छा स्टार्ट करो कि नहीं सर बहुत मज़ा आ रहा है ग्रामर पढ़कर. ओके सर, मैथ्स अब होने लग गया है. Students, fake it before you make it. What a wonderful and powerful thought it is. Start faking. Start talking about these words even if you don't love. And see students, slowly, steadily, you will actually start loving the subject. And moreover, that love is going to repay. Okay? Believe me, आपको किसी में अचीव करना है, the first condition is love, love and love. Okay? चलिए स्टूडेंट्स, इसी को तो लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन कहते हैं. कभी मौका मिलेगा तो और बात करेंगे इस पर. बट आई नो, मैं जब इस वीडियो को बना रहा हूँ, इफ़ आई टेक इट एज अ बर्डन तो पढ़ाने में मज़ा नहीं आएगा. इफ आई टेक इट एज अ लव, इफ आई टेक इंटरेस्ट इन इट, पढ़ाने में बहुत मज़ा आएगा. तो इसीलिए कोई भी चीज़ स्टूडेंट्स टफ या ईजी नहीं होती है. इफ़ यू हैव टू डू इट, ओके, इट बिकम्स टफ. इफ़ यू वांट टू डू इट, इट बिकम्स ईजी. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. India has been playing Test cricket since 1932. I think students, this sentence is absolutely correct. यहाँ पर since use करना बिल्कुल सही है. Since shows point of time. So 1932 becomes the point of time. चलिए, so the correct answer is 1, 3 and 5. These 3 are wrong. Incorrect sentences. चलिए, the last 2 questions. Question number 7. Read the following sentences and answer the question that follows. Again, 6 sentences are given to us and all these are conditional sentences. And we are supposed to find out the grammatically correct ones. Again, 3 correct hai, 3 galat hai. Conditional sentences. In my previous video, we had a wonderful discussion on this. बहुत ही concise format में मैंने आपको पढ़ा दिया था 4 conditional sentences के बारे में. Isn't it? So 0 condition, first condition, second condition and third condition. अगर किसी स्टूडेंट ने उस वीडियो को नहीं देखा तो सबसे पहले उस वीडियो को देखना and then students giving the correct answer to this question will become easy for us. Okay, चलो डिस्कस करते हैं. I could have offered you my help in case I had known all about it, but I didn't. I think students, when I say I could have, okay, और यहाँ पर in case I had known, okay, in case. So this becomes the conditional clause, and this becomes the outcome or the consequence. So the first sentence, this actually becomes a sentence of third condition. And moreover, if you understand the structure of that, this sentence is absolutely okay. Understand. So first, में कोई mistake नहीं है. And anyway, we are supposed to find out the correct sentence. So one यहाँ पर है और यहाँ पर है. Okay, अब इनमें से स्टूडेंट्स अगर मैं देखूं तो anyway बहुत ज़्यादा help options are not giving as of now. Coming on the second one, he would not have been arrested if he informed the police after the robbery. Now see students, he would not have been, would have been. Okay, so do understand. Even this becomes a sentence of third condition. अब third condition में students यहाँ पर I have taken, okay, if he informed, I think कुछ change करने की ज़रूरत है, absolutely. Okay, यहाँ पर students I have taken simple past, but here I have taken would have. तो possibly या तो मैं यहाँ पर would not have been की जगह would not have arrested मैं कर सकता हूँ, या फिर students what I can do is I can take had here. If he had informed, I think this is a better choice. Okay, let us revisit this question. He would not have been arrested if he informed the police after the robbery. So the correct answer is if he had informed the police after robbery, he would not have been arrested. Anyway, second sentence is not correct. So this becomes the correction here. वापस से स्टूडेंट्स आप समझना थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंस व्हाट इज द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. द कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज अगर पास्ट में कुछ और हुआ होता तो डेफिनेटली द प्रेजेंट सर्कमस्टेंसेस would have been different. So that becomes the context. And the same is the context here. If he had informed the police, अगर उसने पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म किया होता तो definitely he would not have been arrested. So it becomes a sentence of third condition. और third condition में had informed, this becomes the correct usage. Okay, wonderful. So anyway, students, 2 cannot be the correct answer. So we have seen 1 is correct. So the options were these 3. अब उनमें से students 2 तो हो नहीं सकता. Right. So 135 and 146. But this time options have decided they are not going to help you. Now coming on the third sentence. If I had been sent to hospital now, how long would I stay there? Now try to understand. Here a very important word is now. So when I say if I had been sent, अब ये जो if clause है ये बेसिकली थर्ड कंडीशन का है. बट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड थर्ड कंडीशन अपन कहाँ यूज़ करते हैं कि अगर पास्ट में कुछ और हुआ होता. बट एनीवे स्टूडेंट्स वी आर एक्चुअली टॉकिंग अबाउट नाउ. तो आई थिंक दिस पर्टिकुलर सेंटेंस using third condition here is not correct. And moreover students, the structure is also not appropriate. You see, अगर यहाँ पर had been sent है तो यहाँ पर वैसे भी would have होना चाहिए. Anyway, would have is not there. And second, what I'm saying is had been sent, even this usage is not correct. So the best usage is if I was sent to hospital now, how long would I stay there? So this becomes the correct answer. So instead of if I had been sent, the correct answer will be if I was sent. If I was sent. So that becomes the correct answer. Okay? Do understand. Chaliye, now coming on students, the fourth one. What will happen if I push this button? So what will happen if I push this button? I think students, anyway, we have got the correct answer because third is not correct. When third is not correct, तो third तो आंसर में हो नहीं सकता. तो एक ही ऑप्शन बचा, that is 1, 4 and 6. So these 3 sentences are absolutely correct. So anyway, students, if we take the fourth one, what will happen if I push this button? So this sentence is absolutely correct. So if I push, this becomes V1. Okay? Do remember, जो first condition वाला sentence है. So if clause के साथ V1 and we have taken will here. So simple future, which is absolutely okay. Okay? Coming on question number 5. I would give you the information if I had had it. Now anyway, students, fifth is incorrect. And what is the mistake here? When I say I would give you the information, here if I had had it. Again, students, this becomes past perfect, which is actually not needed. The correct answer is if I had it. I would give you the information if I had it. Okay, so this becomes the correct answer. Second condition. ये sentence कैसा बनेगा? Second condition का. So when I say if I had it, so this becomes V2. Second condition को students याद करो, जो if clause है वहां पर अपन simple past use करते हैं V2, और उसके बाद का जो outcome है उसके साथ अपन would लेते हैं, और would के साथ we take V1. So would give. This is the way. And coming on the sixth one, even if I'll lend you some money, it will not be enough. So anyway, students, sixth is absolutely correct. Even if I lend, I have taken V1, and taking will here is absolutely okay. So finally, we have got the correct answer. But before we proceed, I think some of the students will be having a doubt. Sir, why have you taken was here? तो यहाँ पर was की जगह were आना चाहिए. कितने students को ऐसा लगा? Yes, yes, yes. चलो, anyway, let us try to understand the difference between was and were, especially in conditional sentences. Try to understand, we are discussing conditional sentences. And even in a conditional sentence, was may come. But ऐसा कब होता है? That is something which we need to understand. चलिए एक छोटा सा सेंटेंस में लेता हूँ, try to understand. और बेटा ग्रामर में कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ाना हो तो छोटे छोटे जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं इनको क्लियर करते हुए चलो. और मेरी भी एक आदत है, मैं किसी भी चीज़ को आई डोंट लेट इट गो एंड उसे मैं छोड़ नहीं देता हूँ. तो एनीवे आई डिस्कस इट नॉट इन डिटेल बट एटलीस्ट इन अ नटशेल. So wherever you come across a sentence where the difference between was and were, you need to understand. एक छोटा सा discussion तुम्हें वो confidence दे देगा. If I make a sentence like, if I dash wrong, I apologize. Now tell me students what is going to come here. So one option is was and the second option is were. Okay, so what is going to come here? If I dash wrong, I apologize. Yes, I think ज़्यादातर बच्चों को word लगा होगा. Okay, और वैसे भी students, मैंने अपनी पिछली क्लास में I made such sentences only. If I were the Prime Minister, if I were you. But still students try to understand, in this sentence, the correct answer is was. Try to understand the difference between was and were. Were हम लोग कहाँ use करते हैं? Whenever students, we want to talk about some unreal situation. Okay, whenever it is just an imagination. So when I want to talk about some unreal situation, we are supposed to use were here. So when I say, if I were the Prime Minister, that means this becomes a kind of unrealistic situation. Okay, if I were the Prime Minister, it is just an imagination. तो यहाँ पर students, अगर मैं were use करता हूँ तो that is correct. But जहाँ मुझे simple past में बात करनी है, where students, I'm just talking about simple past, and that too about the situation where I'm uncertain, I'm not sure, मुझे नहीं पता मैं गलत था या नहीं था. Okay, तो try to understand. If I want to talk about simple past, about the situation where I'm uncertain about something, in such a scenario, we are supposed to use was. So here students, the correct answer is if I was wrong. Okay, but it is not an imagination here. यहाँ पर मैं कुछ इमेजिन थोड़ी कर रहा हूँ. अंडरस्टैंड, मैं तो सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूँ कि आई एम नॉट श्योर कि मैं गलत था या नहीं था. तो जब स्टूडेंट्स ऐसी सिचुएशन हो तो वहाँ पर वॉज यूज करना इज प्रेफरेबल. आई होप द पॉइंट इज क्लियर. चलिए, वंडरफुल. चलो, कमिंग ऑन द लास्ट क्वेश्चन नाउ. 6 sentences and we are supposed to find out the grammatically correct sentence. And moreover, nothing specifically has been given here, so any kind of error can be there here. But anyway, students, this question is not so tough, I guess. Chalo, coming on the very first sentence, despite of. Now try to understand, despite के साथ कभी off नहीं आता. In spite के साथ off आता है, but despite के साथ कभी off नहीं आता. Try to understand the meaning of despite is in spite of. So we presume that off is already included in despite. So अलग से off use नहीं होगा. Okay. So anyway, students, 1 is not correct. So this option is not possible, this option is not possible, and this option is not possible. So now there are only 2 options, and 5 and 6 दोनों में दे रखा है. So yes, I'll have to focus only on either 4 or 3. चलिए, anyway, second को फिलहाल छोड़ देते हैं, सीधे third पर आते हैं. Roses smell sweetly. So students, tell me, is this sentence correct or wrong? Now try to understand this sentence is not correct. Even third is not correct. And the reason is smell. It becomes a kind of linking verb here. Try to understand. It is known as linking verb. ऐसे जो verbs होते हैं जिनमें कोई action नहीं होता. Now try to understand when I say smell, there is no action here. For example, appear. For example, seem. For example, look. For example, taste. Try to understand these are known as linking verbs. And linking verbs के साथ we are not supposed to use an adverb. We are supposed to use an adjective. And the adjective is sweet. So therefore, the correct answer is roses smell sweet. Now, students, to understand this concept properly, let me take one more question for you. He looks bad. And the second sentence is, he looks badly. चलो मुझे बताओ स्टूडेंट्स इन दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस होता है? He looks bad and he looks badly. Yes? Which is correct? Actually, both are correct. Then what is the difference here? Yes? When I say students, he looks bad, I mean to say that there is no action taking place here. When I say he looks bad, वो बुरा दिखता है, understand? वो बुरा दिखता है, he looks bad. So here, looks becomes a linking verb. So therefore, we are supposed to use an adjective here. So he looks bad. But when I say he looks badly, here students, looks actually becomes an action verb. Okay, so when I say he looks badly, मतलब वो बुरी तरह से देखता है. तो जब वो बुरी तरह से देखता है, so it becomes an action verb, and therefore we are supposed to use an adverb here. Okay, so students, when I say he looks bad, वो बुरा दिखता है. He looks badly, वो बुरी तरह से देखता है. Okay, so be careful कहाँ पर adjective और कहाँ पर adverb. So students, both the sentences are correct. But here anyway, no action is taking place, hence we need to have an adjective. So roses smell sweet becomes the correct answer. Now see students, coming on the fourth one, the woman looked angry. Absolutely, even this is correct. But for example, if I say the woman looked angrily, even that is correct. अगर वो स्टूडेंट बहुत गुस्से से देख रही है तो एंग्रीली, वो गुस्से में दिख रही है, द वुमन लुक्ड एंग्री. आई होप द पॉइंट इज क्लियर. द फोर्थ इज एनीवे करेक्ट एंड बाकी सब सेंटेंसेस बिल्कुल सही है. आई केम टू नो दैट हिज फादर डाइड 3 days ago. बिल्कुल ठीक है, द सेंटेंस इज करेक्ट. Nowadays he is teaching English. Nowadays, that means it's an action which is going on nowadays. In such a scenario, if we people are using present continuous tense, this is absolutely correct. The sixth में भी students कोई गलती नहीं है. So nowadays he is teaching English because the teacher of English, one very important question. Students, अगर आपको कहना हो कि Anil sir is my English teacher और Anil sir is my teacher of English, इन दोनों में से which is correct? Anil sir is my English teacher और Anil sir is my teacher of English, which is correct? Anyway, students, you people will have to tell me इन दोनों में से which sentence is correct. कमेंट बॉक्स में टाइप करके मुझे बताना with appropriate reason also. Okay? तो चलिए स्टूडेंट्स, बाय दिस वी कम टू दी एंड नाउ. मुझे लगता है कि बहुत अच्छा आपको लगा होगा, ये पूरा सेशन मज़ा आया होगा. एंड मोरओवर स्टूडेंट्स, आने वाले दिनों में आपके जैट को लेकर तो जितना पॉसिबल होगा फॉर दिस ईयर विल कीप डूइंग. बट उसके बियॉन्ड जो बच्चे नेक्स्ट ईयर कैट और जैट देना चाहते हैं, वी आर गोइंग टू लॉन्च अ कंप्लीट ऑनलाइन कोर्स. डू अंडरस्टैंड, उस ऑनलाइन कोर्स में स्टूडेंट्स हम जल्दी से रजिस्टर हो जाएं. अगर आपका कोई जूनियर नेक्स्ट ईयर के एग्जाम देना चाहता है तो उसे ज़रूर बता दें अबाउट आवर ऑनलाइन कोर्स. द नंबर विच इज़ देयर इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स, आप उस पर व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं. वी विल शेयर ऑल द डिटेल्स टू यू. ओके, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच.